Hey everyone, welcome back to Roulette Fever. I know I have been really absent here for past few days and to be exact with for the last 6 days maybe. Yeah, it's been due to my hectic work schedule. It's been really tough to find some time to come up with a video. But anyway, I'm back and I'm back with another interesting strategy today. So rather than waiting any longer, let's just dive into it. So today we are gonna be betting with some inside bets, and I have intentionally kept this strategy to a limited version, which means that I have restricted this strategy to a certain stage of progression intentionally, mainly due to the risk factor involved in it. And obviously, this is gonna be a bit of high rolling kind of a strategy, but you can always use the table minimum. So yeah, rather than waiting any longer, let's just begin. So we are gonna be betting at first on the first and on the third column with alternative numbers. Okay, so I'm gonna choose numbers like this. So we're gonna be betting on six numbers on these two columns, in total on 12 numbers like this. And we are gonna be placing $15 bet on the second column. Okay, so now as you can understand that it's a $27 of starting bet, but I would advise you to start with 50 cents on these individual numbers, and obviously that will automatically reduce that bet on that second column too. So do it according to your table minimum. But anyway, as I said, that I have intentionally kept it tied to a certain level of progression so that we can manage our risk properly. Let's go. Let's start it. And as you can understand, there are some wax numbers, obviously, and 13 numbers, I think 13 wax numbers to be exact with. But anyway, so we have started with a win. So when we win, we don't need to do anything, but obviously you can shuffle those numbers between the first and the third columns. But always make sure to have at least covered six numbers on either of those columns, on those both columns, the first and the third column. Let's go once again. And I'm going to use a certain progression, obviously. And whenever we're going to use this progression, it's going to look a bit edgy. So, okay, we have another win. Great. We're up by 27. And we're going to use a certain level of progression on the basis of where we are, on the basis of our session stats. So, as you can see, we're back to zero. Okay. So, at this moment, generally, we would use a two-step progression, but in this case, we're gonna go with only one-step progression, okay? Because we are not in negatives yet. Let's go. If we were to be in negatives, in that case, I would have used a two-step progression. Okay, back to back three, great. So now we are in negatives, okay? So now I'm gonna increase my bet size, obviously. Sorry. And as I said, there are 13 wax numbers. So obviously we will face situations like this where we will have consecutive losses. But the beauty of this strategy is that when you win big, and you don't need to hang around all day long, with a strategy like this. It will be a quick in, quick out. You will meet your targets or your stop loss and you'll be gone for the day or for the session. Anyway, we have a win, but we are still in negatives. But I'm gonna go through the regression now. I'm gonna go down one step because, as you all know, that I like to be flexible and I always like to minimize my risks as much as possible. Let's see if we can get another win. We do great. So now we are again back in positives and we'll go down to our best bet. Okay, and at the moment I'm not shuffling those numbers between the first and third column. let let's keep them as they are as of now. Great, another win. So at this moment, you can easily change those numbers, like I'm betting with 1, 6, and you can go on the other way, like 3 and 4, and then 9 and 10, like that. But as of now, it's fine. I'm not going to change it. I think it's another win. Great. As long as we are hitting that second column, that's fine. We're going to win $18, as you can see, every time we hit that second column. We are up by 28. Let's see. I'm going to determine my target on the basis of the length of this video. I don't want to drag it really long, but I also don't want to keep it really small. We're back to 1, so we're going to increase our bet size by 1 unit. We are not using a two-step progression as long as we are not going down into the negatives. Okay, we are minimizing our risk, managing it properly as much as we can. Okay, great, another win. This time we are up by 37 now. And I could easily change those numbers this time, but it's fine. Let's see if we can get another win, then I'm going to change it. Okay, we don't. Okay, we're going to increase. Wow, great. 0. Okay, as I said, we can face back-to-back losses like this. We'll have to be prepared. My goodness, what I'm doing. Now at the moment, I'm going from the second step to the third step because we were already up by 1 step into the progression, so I'm not using a 2-step but a 1-step progression at the moment. I hope you can understand. I always like to be flexible with my system as much as possible. You gain as much as you risk, isn't it? We all know that. We're still in negatives, so obviously we're going to come back down 1 step into the regression. Okay, the spin. We have another loss. Great. We'll increase once again. As you can understand, while I am in a progression or degradation, I'm not changing those numbers. Let me get back to the base bet, and then I'm going to change, the alternative numbers on the first and third columns. Okay, we have a win. Great. We're going to go back down 1 step. And I was talking about the limitations, and I mean the restriction in the progression. I'm going to talk about it. But as of now, we need to focus on getting back to the positives, and we need to think positives. Let's see if we can get back-to-back 2 wins. We do. Great. We're back in positives, and I'm now gonna go back to the base bet, obviously, and I'm gonna change the alternative numbers. Okay. But obviously this one is gonna remain same. Yeah, I'm gonna go like this time. Sorry. Okay. So the limitation I was talking about, if we start our progression with a 2-step progression, which means if we start it from the negatives, then I planned not going over 3 steps, sorry, which means we lose 1 in the negatives, then we add it by 2 units, then we add another 2 units, and the last one we add another 2 units. We don't go over that. But if we start from the positives, which means if we face our first loss when we are in positives, in session positives, then we increase it by 1 unit at first, obviously. Then if you lose that one, we increase it by another one, and then it will depend on you whether you want to increase by 2 or 1 unit from there on. Okay, if you increase it by 2 units, then go only 2 more steps. Okay, but if you decide to increase it by 1 unit at a time, then you can go 4 more steps into the progression. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about. So in total we were increasing it by 6 units in total. 2 plus 2 plus 2 if you start from the negatives. No? But if you are starting from the positives, which means we have won some rounds and then we have faced some losses, then in that case we are starting from the positives, our progression. So in that case, we would start our progression with one step progression, and after going two step, 1 plus 1, then you can increase our bit size either by 2 units at a time or by 1 unit at a time. It will depend on you, but I will not go over 6 units into the progression. Okay, that's my limitation in this strategy. We are betting with inside bets. We'll have to manage our risks. We can win big, but at the same time we can lose big too. That's like just like this one. Okay, so I'm going to increase my bet size by 1 unit because we are still in positives. Okay, great, a win. Not every time you will get back to not every time you will get back to all-time session high, but with a strategy like this, if you win back-to-back rounds, you'll see that I think I should have increased that second column bit, think, with a bit more amount. I think I forgot, but anyway, I didn't notice. Keep a strict target, and if you meet that target, just walk away. I'm up by 48, so I'm gonna play a few more rounds for demonstration purposes, but otherwise I would have just called it off after 50. Back to back 29. Great, because I know with a strategy like this there will be times when you will face consecutive losses and you don't want to be in that run. Great, another win. We're up by 75. Let's play. I know I'm gonna face some losses. That's a part of this game, this infamous game that we all play, in spite of knowing that odds are hugely stacked against us. That's what we gamblers do. Let's see if we can get another win. Then I'll call it a day. We do great. We're up by 100. We have crossed 100. So, guys, this was the strategy. I hope all of you have understood the progression properly. Okay, don't go over 6 units. Okay, into the progression. I have restricted it to that level, because I don't want you to take more risk than that. Don't expose yourself while play. Don't expose yourself too much while playing with an inside bet strategy like this. Okay. Yes, I was fortunate to get to 100 so quickly, but your luck can be different, when you play with real money. And I understand that I'm playing on a demo. Okay, understand that. So yeah, try it out on demo. If you want to make any modifications, let me know about it. And if you feel that this strategy is worth enough to go online with it, then be your own judge. Okay, and let me know how it works for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep on supporting, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.